Future-proofing mining. My name is Kangwa Chisanga. I am an academic based in Zambia's copper belt, and my ideas regarding future-proofing of mining are threefold. Essentially, the first idea is maintaining the social license to operate, which seems pretty obvious, but it's something that governments and businesses need to do on a continuous basis if indeed the sector is going to be better off in the future. The second is regarding climate change resilience. There are some harsh realities that need to be accepted by the industry and embraced in order for the future to be secured. And then finally, creating better linkages with other sectors in the economy. I believe these three strategies essentially would future-proof mining. And so I've picked analogies from across Southern Africa that are able to illustrate these points with the hopes that they can also be sort of applied across the continent and indeed across the world. And so regarding the social license to operate, the first simple idea is to look into infrastructural needs around the mining area itself. The first example of how this could possibly go wrong is with South Africa's Marikana mine, where due to a housing crisis, sprawling informal houses around this mining area caused tensions between the business and the employees, which led to a strike in which the final outcome is what we now call the Marikana disaster of 2012, where 34 miners were shot down by the police. The housing crisis was a core issue. The infrastructural needs of the mine workers was something that the company had not addressed. In the time since, it is encouraging to see that the new owners of the Marikana mine, Sibanye Stillwater, are addressing through their renewal program the housing and infrastructural needs of the industry. On Zambia's copper belt, we have a combination between failing road infrastructure and energy needs that I believe mining companies can and should address. And in so doing, both the government and the businesses indeed will be able to address the social license to operate. The second idea is regarding climate change resilience. The idea is very simple. We're all embracing the transition to low carbon sources, a greener economy. And examples of this are, for instance, the World Bank's International Finance Corporation, which is going towards green financing, especially for metals and minerals. That's a fantastic way to go, especially because the United States Supreme Court has held the International Finance Corporation liable for environmental harm caused by the projects that they finance. And so financiers really can lead the charge regarding how loans essentially geared towards more green and sustainable mining can be done. And indeed, that was one way to go about it. And finally, creating linkages between different economic sectors. My specific focus and my area of specialization is technology transfer and sort of the cultural and arts sector. An example of this is found in Zambia, where cobalt minerals has introduced the use of artificial intelligence in its copper mining and exploration projects in Zambia. That's something that even other mining companies essentially working in the region can do, especially because copper mining is a critical mineral for the transition. And so what would happen is you'd have essentially a tech connection and linkage made there as well. The same company, Cobalt Metals, recently celebrated Zambia's independence by essentially making a curated art exhibition of the impact of mining over the last 60 years in Zambia. That kind of linkage between technology and arts and culture makes mining more entrenched and more connected to other sectors. And I believe those kinds of linkages can be created. So when I think of future-proofing, once the social license to operate is a consistent concern, if we can have climate change resilience and finally increasing the linkages between different sectors, I believe future-proofing is almost a guarantee.